Being an employer is a lot like being a general in the army. You are courageous, have great vision, and take on a tremendous amount of responsibility. It's your job to lead the charge and make key decisions for the betterment of your entire organization. And you are always looking for ways to find and keep good employees. Hi, my name is Michael Fitzpatrick, and I've been helping businesses like yours for over a decade. Remember the good old days when employees worked for a company for 20, 30, or even 40 years? And when they retired, they got a gold watch, health insurance benefits, and a guaranteed pension income for life? Well, you don't need me to tell you that the employer-employee relationship has changed dramatically over the years, forcing employers like you to address new issues at the workplace. But wouldn't you agree that you are juggling more issues today than ever before? I mean, between healthcare reform, increased competition and outsourcing, rising benefit costs, and attracting and retaining key employees, businesses like yours are constantly putting out fires instead of focusing on strategic planning and revenue generation. However, all of those issues pale in comparison to the single greatest threat that you and your business will face over the next 10 years. This issue will impact every organization in the country, whether you're a small startup, a mid-sized business, or a large corporation. In fact, 50% of your employees will be personally affected by this at some point in their life. And chances are, you and your family have already seen the ramifications of this issue firsthand. In a minute, I'm going to share exactly what this issue is and provide proven step-by-step solutions that will save you and your business a lot of headaches, time, and money. Let me first start by sharing a brief story. We all know that people are living longer today than ever before. And between the years 1946 and 1964, 80 million people were born. That's a lot of people. These people, known as the baby boomers, are such a big group that as they've aged, they've actually redefined every industry over the years. It's a lot like watching a basketball move through a garden hose. Alright, let me explain. Back in the 1950s, there was a little company called Gerber. Over the next 15 years, they sold 1.6 billion jars of baby food to those little baby boomers. Then, when all these same boomers got a little older, they needed games to play with, so Hasbro and Mattel came into existence. Then Wendy's and Dairy Queen and KFC. And what happens when they became teenagers at 17? Of course, they all got their driver's license. So throughout the 1960s, the automotive industry experienced huge growth, benefiting companies like Ford, Chevy, and Oldsmobile. Then after moving back home and hearing, "If you live under my roof, you have to abide by my rules," one too many times, these boomers all went out to pursue the American dream and became homeowners. People to this day are still talking about the real estate boom of the 1970s and 80s. So here we are today. The basketball has moved all the way over to the other side of the garden hose. And now the two biggest concerns that boomers have are outliving their income and depleting all their assets paying for long-term care. As an employer, are you aware that there are over 25 million caregivers in the US? Did you know that 47% of them are employed and that 18% actually quit their jobs to provide care for a loved one? And if that's not alarming enough, did you know that 58% of these caregiving employees show signs of clinical depression? The issues of longevity are significantly impacting your business. In fact, longevity is the single greatest threat that you and your employees will face over the next 10 years. Recently, the Wall Street Journal published a report stating that long-term care costs employers like you $3,142 per year per employee in lost productivity due to elder care responsibilities. For example, if you had just 20 employees, this issue alone could be costing your business over $60,000 per year. Hard to believe? Well, let's take a deeper look into your office. Meet Sleepy Susie. From the back, she appears to be working. However, if you turn her around, you'll notice that she's asleep. Susie is exhausted. She leaves work at 5 o'clock and then takes care of her mom throughout the entire night because they can't afford to hire help. Or meet late Linda, a 53-year-old baby boomer trying to juggle raising a family, working a full-time job, and now taking care of an aging parent as well. For years, Linda was your most reliable employee. However, over the past 6 months, she's coming in late, leaving early, and missing a lot of very important meetings. As much as you care about Linda, her tardiness is affecting your bottom line. Or how about Googling Greg? You pay him to work, but instead he's Googling. As a new caregiver for his wife, Greg is desperately searching for answers on the internet about her condition and how to handle it. While you are most likely familiar with the term absenteeism, today employers are facing a more serious problem referred to as presenteeism, which is physically being at the office, however mentally being somewhere else. While the names that we give these people may seem humorous, I can tell you that there is nothing funny about the issues that caregivers are going through. As the general of your army, how do you address the issues that long-term care poses to your troops? And how are you currently facing this? Given the fact that 1 in every 2 people will statistically need long-term care, can you think of any reason as to why you would not proactively offer this education to your employees, especially if it was free? By educating your employees about this issue, you are not only helping them and their families, but you are also fulfilling your responsibility to protect your entire organization for generations to come. I want you to think back for a second to the early 1980s when 401k plans were first introduced. How many companies had the foresight to quickly adapt to the new pension system? Fast forward 30 years later, think about how many companies now offer a 401k program. There are roughly 5 million businesses in the United States today, and over 40% of the Fortune 500 companies are already offering long-term care insurance as an employee benefit. Yet less than 1% of the small to mid-sized businesses offer this type of insurance. As you can see, the Fortune 500 companies saw the writing on the wall and prepared their organizations for this inevitable change. Soon, long-term care insurance will be as common in the workplace as health insurance and 401k plans are today. As a result, many employers are recognizing this as a huge opportunity to differentiate themselves from their competition. Okay, so we know that educating your employees about this topic is super important, but there are 4 more irrefutable reasons why your company should consider adding long-term care insurance as a benefit in the next 12 months. And I will share all of these with you for free when you enter in your name and your email address off to the side. I hear from business owners like you all the time that say, I just want the information. I don't want to have to set up a meeting quite yet. Well, I love building relationships with professionals by giving them what they want. So regardless of where your company is in your research, when you enter your name and your email address off to the side, I'm going to give you exactly what you want and need for free. And the best part is you don't have to talk to me, meet with me, or feel any pressure whatsoever. In the first video, I will cover 5 compelling reasons as to why every business should offer long-term care insurance to their employees. In the second video, I will share the actual presentation that we will use to educate your employees about this crucial topic. Video number 3 provides specific case studies of our clients and the A to Z process that we use to create a successful enrollment. And lastly, as a free bonus, you'll receive a free booklet that gives all this information in a clear and concise manner. If it's important for you to stay ahead of the competition, retain good employees, and build strong morale at the workplace, then reviewing this information is imperative. Go ahead and enter your name and your email address, and I look forward to seeing you on the other side.